How's it going, YouTube? Heshcats here, back with, I guess this is part 5 of the UBW first impressions video. So earlier today I posted 4 videos that were extremely long, and I knew that they were extremely long, and people told me that they were extremely long, and now I'm going to be making this video, which is probably what I should have done from the very beginning. So what I'm going to be doing here is I pulled out all the cards that I think are the best, like the top 16 or so cards in the set, and I'm going to be just really short and sweet review, one by one, tell you why I think they're the best, and we'll be on our way. So, don't want to take up too much more of your time. Let's just go and do this thing. So, I want to talk about these two cards together. Red. Yeah. So I want to talk about these two cards together. So this Saber is going to allow you to set up your early game, whether it's this 1-0 Shiro or any other level 1 Shiro or Saber card. She's going to be able to fetch that from your deck and overall make your early game more consistent. And the fact that she also gives the center slot character the ability that it cannot be targeted by the opponent's abilities gives it some more utility, but without any sort of power boost like the Mako from Kill la Kill. It's not going to scale as well into the late game when you could be using your back row slots for something better, so like an assist. So this is going to help you out early game. Late game, not as much, but it's the early game that you care about. So that's what's going to make this card good. And then we move on now to the Shiro. The Shiro, another way to set up for later stages of the game with this climax combo. The Saber is going to search out the Shiro, and the Shiro is going to search out everything after level 1. So this pattern follows decks like Little Busters, where you have Ricky, who searches for Rin, and then Rin searches for everything else. And if you're basing a yellow deck, if you're playing a yellow deck just based out of Fate UBW, this is going to be your most important combo to set up the game for you. Moving down the line, oh, what is happening? We have this right here. This level 3 Saber. Now she has the same effect as Musashi, where if her attack is cancelled, you mill the top card of your deck and burn your opponent equal to the level of the milled card plus 1. So this effect is seen on cards like Musashi, Kururi, Fate in the Nanoha set, and all of those cards are expensive, and they are expensive because the effect is good. And in Saber's case, she might as well be Musashi without the downside of not being able to side attack, because Musashi's an 11k, she can't side attack. Saber can hit 11-5 and still be able to side attack. And I think this Saber is easily one of the top 3 cards in the set. I definitely think it's going to be one of the most expensive cards in the set, if not the most expensive double R that comes out of here. So, yeah, Saber, amazing card. And next up, we have the Shiro. That's going to make Avenger pretty much irrelevant. He gives all your master trait characters Clock Encore, which is what Avenger did. But he also has the added effect of when this card comes into play, you can pay 2, search for this 1-0 over here. Personally, I don't think people are going to be using that effect that much. It's mostly just going to be used for the Clock Encore ability. And then if you can get some level 1s that are cheap and have high power, then it's going to just go really well with this guy. So yeah, there you go. I think these are the top 4 cards in yellow in this set. Moving on to green, we have the Rider Clock Shooter. So she can kill a level 2 or lower on the opponent's field. So if you kill their backstage, especially like assists, globals, level assists, things like that, you can lower the power level of your opponent's field to a range where you can more easily clock shot them. And so that's just her second ability. She's a clock shot. The fact that her clock shot ability is not with a gold bar like other recent shooters, like who are some recent like Akagi Kai. Akagi Kai is a gold bar clock shooter, and because it's a gold bar, it makes the climax combo much more easy to access. Also, the card from Milky Holmes, the level 3 that came out in the Milky Holmes set, also a gold bar. Makes it very easy to have access to the clock shoot. But that doesn't make this Rider a bad card. Like, it's still a good card. I just think if it was a gold bar, it would have been a lot better. Next up we have the Sakura. So you can discard a card and then look at the top 4 cards of your deck, choose a green character and add it to your hand, and then send the rest to the waiting room. Now if this could choose a green card instead of just a green character, that would make this card a lot better when you consider that you would be able to get the climax for the clock shooter. But you can't. Nonetheless, this is still a pretty good card if you're playing mono green. It's like a rider type deck. Yeah, that's really all I can say about it. It's got that Akatsuki effect, and it's not trait based, it's color based, so you know, yeah. And then the last card that I picked out for green is this 1/1 Lancer, because he's a 1/1 level support for servants. You can use him to buff up your just any servant card. There's really not much to say. And then having that little extra utility of being able to minus 500 something, that might be the difference between your card getting reversed and not getting reversed, and or you can like kill a 500 power back row. So yeah, I think green is like green, and especially in this set, green is overall pretty weak. Like there aren't a lot of really great cards that I can pick out of it. Moving on, now we have the 0/0 Ilya. Now this is like the Akatsuki card. So you pitch one card when you play it, and you look at the top 4 cards for a master and add it to your hand. If it was master or servant, this card would be bonkers. Like this card would be like easily like $8 to $10 rare. But because it's only master, it's not going to be as good. And can't really say much else other than that. For the red cards, the ones I picked out the 3/2 Rin and the 3/2 Archer. Specifically, the 2 that burn. So the 3/2 Rin, when you play it, you draw 2, discard 1. You have to tap a character, and she has climax combo with a gate trigger. Climax, pay 2 on attack, burn your opponent for the number of climaxes that are in your waiting room. Now, personally, I still think that the 3/2 from the original Fate Stay Night set is better, because not only does it have a heal, but like it burns for 1. If you burn for like 5, you could like overshoot, but you could also just like kill your opponent on the spot. So, but I think that the old 3/2 Rin and Archer card, because it's a heal and a burner, it's better. But this card is still not that bad. We have the 3/2 Archer. Now, the main problem with this guy is that, okay, so he has a lot of power, but his burn ability is inconsistent. You have to top deck check, and then you burn equal to the level of the card that you top deck check. And if you top deck a level 0 or climax, he does nothing, and he's just a beater. And for that reason, like, I'm just going to say it again, 3/2 Rin and Archer from the original Fate Stay Night set, better than both of these. So, yeah. Now then, let's talk about these two together, because they're both brainstorms. So, the Rin fucking looks like a goatee, I swear to God. So the Rin is a spammable brainstormer. You get to salvage a character and then discard a card. In addition, it has the top deck check ability. So you can play this late game, you know, come up with the Archer. It's like, oh look, top card of my deck, it's level 2. I'll leave it on top. Attack! Boom! Deal 2 damage. So that's one thing that you could do. Outside of that, it's spammable, so you can use it to dig out climaxes or like dig through your deck, and lets you fix your hand. Not much to say here. It's a decent brainstormer. And then we have the 0/0 Archer Brainstorm. So this one's a plus brainstorm. The problem with this one is that it only lets you salvage weapon trait. So for each climax you mill, you get to salvage a weapon trait character. So that means that you cannot get back specifically Rins. Like Rins, like the card that you're gonna want to be like running Rin and Archer together, and you can't salvage Rins with it. So that in itself is a pretty big problem. His first ability, whenever one of your characters gets reversed, you can give a weapon trait character 500. Is 500 power enough? And also, because that ability only gives 500 power to weapon trait character, also not that great. Okay, so now we have the level support. It's a level support that resonates with the 0/0, and it lets you kill an opponent's level 0 on the field, anywhere on the field. So if they have an opponent level 0, you can pop that. So let's say you're playing against mirror match, your opponent plays this, you can pop it, and then your opponent doesn't get clock on card anymore. So that's one thing you can do. And it basically just costs one stock. It's like one stock, kill level 0, and you just have to have this in your hand. And you're probably going to be playing 4 copies of the level 0 Suicider anyway, so no reason not to at least try using that. This level 0 Climax Combo Rin, if you have one or less other characters, gets plus 1500. Climax Combo on attack, you can clock yourself 1 to salvage a Master or Servant. I think this is going to be really good for setting up early game. Just not running out of cards, and she gets big if you have one or less other characters. So your opponent might not kill her. More ways to keep cards on the field, more ways to keep getting stock set up for level 1. Just overall good. And lastly, let's just talk about both of these together, because, I mean, what's one without the other? So this is the level 0 Rin Suicider, and it's also a Resonate target for like a billion cards. So this is gonna be an obvious like 4 of if you are running any sort of build revolving around Rin and Archer and the Resonance mechanic. It's a level 0 Suicider. Like, you can't really say much bad about this. And then we have the Archer 2-1. If you have the level 0 Suicider in your hand, you can perform Resonance, and it becomes a 3-5 backup. So, not much to say there either. So these are the cards that I felt are the best in the set. For overall strength of the set, I feel that like yellow is like a 7 out of 10. It's got a lot of cards that really don't do much. It doesn't make very good use of the Resonance mechanic. It's just like it's just power, and the power goes away at the end of the turn. So it's like whatever. Green, 5 out of 10. It's got a couple good cards. It's like 15 cards in the set, and then like 3 of them are decent, and like the other 12 are all like, what the hell is this? So I think green's rather weak. Same with blue. I feel that blue is rather weak, especially the level 3 caster. Like, what? And then finally red. I gave red the highest rating because I feel it has overall some like the best options in this set. It makes the best use of the Resonance mechanic between yellow and red. The fact that this is a level 0 Suicider, it means that you have a card that has very common and very useful utility in the early game, while also retaining that utility in a different way late game with Resonance. So I think red is overall the strongest color in the set. Now, one last thing I want to talk about, this card right here. I just think this is like the funniest card in this set. So like when this card comes into play, your opponent declares 0, 1, or 2, then you reveal the top card of your deck, and if its level is equal to the number you declared, you draw however much your opponent declared plus 1. It's just super troll. Just don't declare 2. Bad things are going to happen if you declare 2, because your opponent's going to reveal a 2, and then they're going to draw 3 cards, and you're going to just hate your life. So that's it, guys. That's all for my UBW stuff for now. Maybe I'll do like a sample deck list that I'll ask my friends that play Fate, because I don't play Fate, and like people that were throwing me comments, they were like, find somebody that plays Fate so they can give their opinion on this. So I might just do that. But for now, I'm done. So I hope you guys enjoyed this series of like super long videos, and I need to stop making my videos so long. So if you stuck around, thanks for sticking around, and I will see you guys next time. This has been Pesh Cats. Bye-bye.